to the first ever episode of Level With Us, the weekly show brought to you by the Twitch streamers making up Level With You. My name's Wiley.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Tyler.
And we had some difficulties. We were originally going by the name Level-Headed Games. Turns out that was not as an original idea as we thought, so here we are now, for better or for worse, as Level With You. The name's grown on me. I think it's... I don't know.
Yeah, everybody I've asked, they're like, oh, it's so much better than before, like, it's such a cool name. Like, right. You'll get far with that name.
Cool.
So, let's find out.
Yeah, so far so good. This week on Twitch, I didn't actually do much streaming. That was mostly you guys. I had a Shovel Knight review that I recorded on Monday, and that's going to be edited and up soon, so check that out. What did you guys play?
I'm still on Life is Strange. Episode 4 completed last night. Those of you who were with me understand the struggle of facing episode 5. Don't want to be a spoiler or...
Like, how did you think that episode 4 compared to the other ones? Because for me, that was the best one. It was just like so edge of your seat. What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on pretty much sums up what I was doing, feeling, experiencing.
The whole Prescott, like, unfolding of their whole family and exploring the barn.
Yeah, and it gives me ideas for how 5 might be connected to the rest of it. Because, like, I was starting to think, like, oh, am I on episode 4? Like, isn't this supposed to be 5? Like, the way it was going, and then it was like, nope.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it's, like, coming to an end, and then...
It's not.
It's not. And episode 5, I can't wait till we do our full
spoiler-cast
discussion of Life is Strange.
Episode 4 was a long episode, too.
Yeah, definitely. And the game
I think it was one of the longest episodes.
Yeah,
as far as episodic games go, I think it's really up there as one of the longest. I mean, it's like 3 to 4 hours an episode. It's not like an hour and a half, 2.5 hours like you typically see.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I was kind of like, when can I save? Because like that was the thing though that I will say that I didn't actually like, but that's just because like I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like there isn't exactly save points.
Well, it automatically saves.
I didn't know. But I was like getting into like, no, I gotta finish this episode, and I'm happy I did because shit's good. But
yeah, and I'm glad the game's finally getting the kind of recognition that it deserves. It seems like people are talking about it a lot more. It recently got a limited physical release, and it's popped up on a lot of 2015 best of lists. So
yeah, and they're doing another one, another game, and it has something to do with Rachel. That's all I know.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what somebody was telling me last night.
I'm not sure if they were serious in that or if they were just trolling you.
Probably trolling me.
Because they said the title was Death is Strange.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
I think that was just a troll.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, but
that would have been cool.
I look forward to see whatever they come up with next. There's a really great hour-long interview on kindoffunny.com with one of the creators. I forget what his title was, but you should check that out before our discussion because it's really illuminating.
I think they were saying too that the creators of Life is Strange, they don't get out very much to talk about it. So they said, I think Kind of Funny, this is where I heard it, they were saying that they only get out to talk about it maybe, I don't know, not many times a year though.
What do you mean? They're just not have a media presence?
Yeah, they don't have a media presence really. They don't go out and talk about their game as much as other companies do.
Yeah, I kind of, I'm blanking on the developer's name right now. Let's see if I could find that real quick. But they've done some games in the past that are, quite different than Life is Strange. Don't Nod Entertainment's second title, starring a female protagonist.
Just not as I thought, but I'm excited that they're coming up with another. Like the thing is that
Death is Strange confirmed.
I really didn't like it at first because I was like, oh, like OMG, the writing was getting to me, but like as it's like progressed, I'm liking it more and more because I feel like it's like more genuine.
Yeah, now you don't even roll your eyes when you hear hella.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I never thought that day would come.
Yeah.
So it is a really interesting game because just for that alone, like think about it. You'd think that you hear hella like a billion times, you'd be like, but it's actually like you don't even.
Yeah, you get to be like, this is Arcadia Bay. This is just life here.
Yeah,
it's got a really well realized world.
Yeah, it's very cool, very different. I suggest it.
So now I'm actually remembering I did actually stream something this week, Undertale. And I enjoyed my time somewhat. Tyler's been having a better time with it, and I think he's probably more apt to tell you about what he's thinking.
Oh yeah, I mean Undertale's a great game. The writing in it is really funny. I've been having a lot of fun with it, pretty much just as the dialogue goes. I just give silly voices to everybody, so that's been fun.
It's definitely a funny game. It's got that going for it.
Oh yeah, and one of the most popular characters, I think, Papyrus. He's introduced right at the beginning, and
is that the cow?
No, that's the skeleton with the orange skeleton,
okay.
the tall one.
The funny voice.
He goes, "Oh my god!"
Oh really?
What do you do in this game?
It's a side scroller, and you play a character that falls into the underground where there's monsters. And apparently there's
it's an 8-bit RPG. I don't know if I call it a side scroller. But.
Yeah, true. But yeah, there's two different ways you can play. You can play it pacifist, aggressive. You can choose to spare monsters, or you can choose to kill them.
That's really where the major original thing of this game is the random encounters. It's like you can choose to compliment a monster instead of fight it, and that'll say this monster is hesitant to fight you. When you do it again, it's like the monster didn't understand but was flattered anyway.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So
yeah, every single monster has its own. It's called acting when you choose not to fight a monster. And whenever you act, it gives you different options, and then the monsters react differently to whichever option you choose, and they're usually just silly responses.
Mm-hmm. Well,
sounds upbeat.
It's very upbeat. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just getting a little frustrated with the battle system, and I think I just was stuck at one point, and I'm definitely going to give it another shot, and I've heard so many good things about it that I know it's probably me and not the game's fault.
I mean, I know you've said that you aren't super familiar with. It's been a while since you PC gamed, at least.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that also took a little bit of getting used to, but it's an extremely simple game. It's got 2 or 3 button commands, so it wasn't too bad. At home, been playing some more Star Wars Battlefront. Got a little back into it after the patch was released that fixed some balancing issues.
I'm pissed.
You're pissed because your beloved homing shot.
Yeah, my homing shot. That was awesome. It's one thing because I noticed that they nerfed it immensely.
Yeah, I think
not only the damage that it does, but also the time it takes to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest pet peeve about it. It takes so long just to lock onto somebody now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can nerf the damage, but don't change how it works.
Man. Something needed to be done. It was just walking around with a rocket launcher all the time.
So nerf the damage. Just don't nerf the way it works.
Right. Yeah. The damage now. I think you still have 40% of your health when you hit somebody with it. Something like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, yeah, I'm sticking with my.
There's no reason for it to even be in the game now because nobody's gonna use it.
Well, I mean, maybe they need to buff it now that they've nerfed it.
I think so.
Anyway, I think it's on the whole much more balanced now. Got a free 5,000 credits for logging in last weekend. Unlocked a couple more guns, kind of freshened things up for me. So I was down on it for a bit, but now I'm enjoying it again. Still think $50 was a little ridiculous for the season pass. Will I end up buying the DLC? We'll see.
If you invested that much in it, bro, just go for it.
I mean, I paid. Well, I got it for Christmas, so I didn't actually buy the game, so I could look at it like that. Yeah. So what else? What else you guys been playing this week?
Bloodborne for a hot second.
Kelly tried to play Bloodborne, failed. She wasn't doing that bad.
It's designed for you to rage quit though, and it did not take me very long.
Well, Kelly was playing it as like a super stealthy game where it's just gonna take forever to get through one part
You gotta
of the
be
game.
pretty aggressive.
Yeah, like he was just like running by guys. I'm like, you can do that, and you're like, yeah, you don't need to kill him. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
the first part of the game,
Yeah, you want to kill him.
it really is one of the toughest parts of the entire 30-40 hour game, and it kind of separates people. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised that most people do end up beating the first boss, but I was stuck on it for almost a week after buying the game, and you probably remember how frustrated I was. I mean,
I think I even knew how frustrated you were.
Yeah, I mean, I remember messaging a friend and being like, man, I should have bought The Order, which, pretty mediocre game. I mean, I had fun with The Order as well, but Bloodborne turns out to be a masterpiece once you get past the kind of initial frustrations of it. And
if I ever try that again.
yeah, I mean, you just gotta find the shortcut. Once you find the first shortcut, and
Is it just running through them all?
no, well,
No, actually,
you do have to run through them all
that.
in order to get the shortcut, but then you don't have to go that way again, and you can level up, and it's definitely a hell of a learning curve, but it's
different.
It's totally worth it.
It
totally
is
worth
really
it.
different, and I think that I will eventually give it another try when I'm really bored and have nothing else to do, maybe, or really desperate to play something and I don't know what I want to play, or if I'm
Yeah.
just really angry and I just need to take it out on something that's
Not a pick
personal.
up, not a pick up and play type of game. Like you got to be dedicated. But
Yeah.
for sure.
game I spent a lot of time this week with was Retro City Rampage. Have you guys heard of it?
I have heard of it,
Yeah.
but never played it.
Well, I picked it up for $250 from on a PSN flash sale. Definitely $250 well spent. What it really is a Grand Theft Auto parody in a top-down 8-bit style game. I've been playing a lot of those lately. Shovel Knight, Retro City Rampage, Hotline Miami. It's good stuff.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, of course. So the game's really fun. It's got a lot of... It's very ambitious. It's got a lot of different gameplay mechanics. Some work better than others. Has a lot of callbacks to old games like Battletoads, Metal Gear Solid, Paperboy. And I really admire being so ambitious, especially for such a low-budget indie title.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some really funny moments, too, just kind of making fun of the mundane tasks that you're often asked to do in video games. It's like you write a resume and it says something like, specialty, killing people, driving from point A to point B, and stuff like that. But it was surprisingly long, too. I think I got 8 to 10 hours out of the campaign, and that was mostly just sticking to the main missions. So I'll let you borrow it, or you can download it in my name and play it. You should definitely give it a shot.
Give it a whirl.
And I'm reading here on the Retro City Rampage Wikipedia that they are working on Shakedown Hawaii, a sequel to Retro City Rampage, set 30 years after the major events of Retro City Rampage. The game features an open world, destructible environments, and 16-bit visuals, which is very cool.
Move it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool idea. I mean, that's what I'm hoping Yacht Club does with Shovel Knight, brings it up a little bit, and
it's released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vista,
Vita,
whatever, Nintendo 3DS, and an unannounced Nintendo platform.
That unannounced Nintendo platform is going to be the NX, whatever that's going to be. We definitely need to talk about that
Whatever that
on an
means.
upcoming episode. There's just I listened to a.
It's not even gonna be called the NX. I bet they're gonna change the
Well,
name.
they always do. I mean, that's the code name. It's going to be something else. But there's so many rumors circulating right now. Some of them sound just so good to be true. I mean, too good to be true.
Yeah, but let's save that for another episode.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's a rabbit hole we'll go down sometime soon. So this brings us to the point of the show where we talk about things other than video games, other pop culture items we've been enjoying, or maybe somewhat obscure items. And I'm going to let Kelly start this one off.
Okay. So I want to talk about Wes Anderson.
All right.
If you guys don't know, he's a really cool director. He has a really precise style, I think I would call it. You watch 10 minutes of it and you know it's a Wes Anderson movie.
Definitely.
Either by the writing and the flow of it, or the actual physical shots.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we've all seen, I don't know what else you've seen, but the Grand Budapest Hotel is one of them. I've also seen Moonrise Kingdom, and I've seen the trailers for like all his other ones. I think he's got like, what, 10 total?
I think it's 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah, and he's working on something right now that we were talking about a little bit earlier.
Stop motion animated movie about dogs.
Which is similar to...
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, see, he knows more than I do. This should be our topic. But what did you think of Grand Buddha?
It's definitely one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would say it's up there for me, too.
It's definitely up there. The writing, it was witty, very funny. The cinematography was beautiful.
Oh, it was really gorgeous movie.
Yeah. Very linear. Have you guys noticed how freaking linear that movie is?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so...
I mean, you kind of know where it's going. Right? Is that what you mean by it?
No.
What do you mean by linear? Okay, my idea of linear is different.
In video games, but
I'm talking about literally like, he uses a lot of dolly shots, which is basically like you have the camera here. I know you guys know this, and then it's on wheels, and you just like roll it, or you roll it.
I don't think you can use the word linear.
Lines. He just uses all these lines.
Oh, okay.
And then with like the actual hotel is very straight, and then the stairs is just like there's no roundness. Everything is like, and the way they move, like they walk and then they turn and then they, it's like all throughout it. It's just like lines.
Well,
which I think is really cool.
It's definitely a movie that requires a lot of blocking and planning. I'm sure a lot of movies do, but
this is. I hear he's like Alfred Hitchcock, awful to work with because he's so precise. But
really, I could see that.
Yeah, he has to be with everything he's made.
Yeah, I remember the skiing part of that movie.
Yeah.
That part was hilarious.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it since it first came to DVD. It's definitely time to revisit.
Because that part was definitely shot on a green screen, right?
No, I don't.
I wasn't looking.
I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't looking.
Because I just remember it being not realistic looking, just kind of like silly looking.
Well, a lot of the movie is kind of like that, like the part where they go into the church, confess, I'm innocent.
Yeah.
No. Is that the only Wes Anderson movie you've seen?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta.
I know, I gotta step on my Wes.
Yeah.
Well, I've only seen Moonrise Kingdom, which is like...
Tell me what the best Wes Anderson movie is in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
seriously.
definitely... I think it's Grand Budapest Hotel, but my second favorite is Rushmore. And it's... I'm seeing if that's his first movie. That's what I'm looking up now. I think he may have had one of those.
We're pulling up his IMDb, and he's not what I thought he would look
Oh, well,
like.
no. He directed a film called Bottle Rocket, which I have not seen. But Rushmore... Oh, and I forgot about The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. How could I... That's another one you guys got to check out. The whole soundtrack is David Bowie songs.
Oh, really?
Performed by another artist who... the name escapes me right now. But, so right now, untitled Wes Anderson... Okay, that we already discussed that. Pre-production. Rushmore is just really hilarious. It's about this guy in college that is in practically every extracurricular activity possible.
That's cool.
And his quirky adventures. All those movies, very quirky.
Huh.
The Darjeeling Limited was one that I enjoyed as well. That one, not as critically acclaimed as most of his others, but another movie with a wonderful color palette and good acting and humorous parts. Flawed, but definitely enjoyable. Definitely has that Wes Anderson feel.
Yeah. One of the things about when I saw Grand Budapest first, and I watched it the first time, and I just sat there after. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? And then I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. And then I watched it the third time, like, I think I got it. And then I watched the fourth time, like, nope, I didn't understand it at all. Now I get it. Like, I didn't feel that way at all with Moonrise Kingdom. Like, is that how you felt?
Well, it's a lot simpler. Moonrise Kingdom's
it's
pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward,
yeah.
But I mean, like, is that sort of part of his writing? Is that just something new that he did with Grand Budapest? That's why everybody knows that movie. Like, is that how you felt when you saw it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely watched it the first time, and I'm like, wow, I should watch that again. And so I did, and then it's like, okay, I know everything that's going on now. I definitely feel like that movie in particular is probably like a gateway to other Wes Anderson movies for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, that movie was sort of the sum of all his parts. It was like, took the best parts about all his previous movies,
Yeah.
made it really cohesive, and
Basically.
he got, what you said, it won 4 Oscars.
Yeah, 4 Oscars.
Not sure what those were. I'm guessing they were mostly on on production type things, because it was such a good looking movie. So my topic for off-topic topic is the X-Files return. And I'm a big X-Files fan. I'm not a diehard. I can't say that I've been watching since it aired, since I was 3 years old when it first was on. But like a lot of people, I've caught up on Netflix. I've watched about half of the original show's run. I think it's just an excellent show. Some episodes much better than others. It's kind of nice to have a show that has lots of one-off episodes. You know, most shows these days, if you pick up somewhere in season 2, you're like, what the hell is happening? The X-Files, anybody can come in, watch an episode, and enjoy themselves. Yeah. And they're continuing with that spirit in the new show. The pilot episode, at first, I thought was kind of going to be an overarching theme throughout the whole 6-episode run. That doesn't really seem to be the case. It kind of drops off in a bit too sudden of a way for me. Like, I thought, you know, this has got to be a multiple episode arc, and I thought that, God, the actor's escaping me right now. He's the host of The Soup.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale, right. He's in the first episode. He does a great job. It's this...
I was surprised to see him cast. I didn't know he was cast.
Yeah, you know, who knew he could, be a serious actor, but I guess so. So what did you think about the X-Files reboot, Tyler? I know... Well, first tell me about... Well, just fucking tell me what you thought about it.
Well, since you asked so nicely. I mean, I'd never watched the X-Files before the reboot, so I wasn't familiar with any of the cast, any of the characters. Mm-hmm. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good episode. I definitely have some questions.
Fire away.
Yeah, so I guess my main question is...
We're going to spoil the first episode.
It's the first episode.
Yeah.
Just go watch it. It's free.
It's free. Fox.com, something like that.
Yeah, at the very end, the girl gets, like, destroyed by an alien ship. And so I'm not really sure if... Do the aliens exist, or is it the government? Are the government the aliens?
The megaton twist of the first episode was that all the sort of extraterrestrial activity from the original run was actually just created as some sort of massive smokescreen to throw Mulder off on his investigation of the real aliens. That's what.
So there are real aliens.
There are real aliens, yes. But there's been a lot of stuff that the government has just been doing to throw people off, and so the conspiracy now is that he just kind of doesn't know what to think now. He's like, everything that I thought was real before turns out to have just been playing me this whole time. So we see a little bit more of his faith in everything start to deteriorate in episode 3. I know you haven't watched that yet. You've got to watch episode 3. 3 is like just shows the whole other side of the X-Files and how funny it can be. But we see it, you know, Mulder's gonna Mulder, and he is gonna, you know, find and seek the truth, and ultimately, hopefully, he finds it at the end of this run. I think people, like, it was critically not very well received, the pilot, or the reboot's pilot. I think it's something at like a 59 on Metacritic or something. But you look at the fan reactions, and it's almost across the board positive. So
interesting.
Yeah, and
I thought it was good.
Well, cool. And I hope we can continue talking about it in weeks to come. It's cool to hear a perspective from somebody that hasn't seen it before. And I think that despite the fact that, you know, it says things in the original run were actually just government propaganda, it doesn't take away from the original show at all. Like, I went back and watched a couple old episodes shortly after watching the premiere, and you can't, it doesn't take away from the old episodes. They're still great. And there's this whole massive mythology around the show. I mean, it's been around for, I mean, it ran for 9 years. There's 2 movies. Each season's 20-some episodes. It's pretty remarkable.
So does Joel McHale's character play a larger role in the rest of the episodes, or is he just basically in the pilot?
He's just in the pilot. I mean, he's not in episodes 2 and 3, which I was surprised about.
Huh.
Yeah, so...
that's kind of why I was surprised to see him there. I mean, I feel like he's an actor who... He's not in those type of shows whatsoever, really.
Right. I mean, the X-Files is very able to get guest stars, pull out, that you wouldn't expect to just be in a single episode, just because of the, how big of a hit the show is. A little known fact, which I'm not sure if you guys maybe have heard, is Bryan Cranston was actually on an episode of the X-Files in the mid-90s at some point.
Vicky and me were just some kind of government guinea pigs.
Jeez. Creator of Breaking Bad. What's his name?
Can't remember.
We're sad people.
Yeah, I apologize for blanking on that right now. But he was a writer on the show at the time, and he thought he was so phenomenal in this single episode that...
Hey, you want to be Walt?
Yeah, he decided to cast him as Walt on Breaking Bad, which we all know is one of the greatest,
awesome.
one of the best shows around. Vince Gilligan, I didn't even have to wait. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, a little embarrassed there, but yeah, Vince Gilligan.
He's so happy looking.
So yeah, looking forward to next week. You definitely got to watch episodes 2 and 3. 2 I enjoyed. 3 was just great. Old fans of the show will get more out of it, but you'll enjoy it as well.
Sounds good to me. I'll check it out.
All right, cool, man.
Totally listening, thinking of a topic for next week, trying to remember what it is.
So
my topic this week is last time when we were called Level-Headed, I talked about the book Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Just so happens they're making a movie out of it.
You're so excited.
yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know at the time because I Googled Ready Player One. It was
I never saw anything.
Steven Spielberg working on a Ready Player One movie. I'm like, that's kind of big news, man.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how new or old news it is. But
yeah, I don't even really know, but
Don't let me
I hadn't
that.
heard. Okay, I won't.
Alright.
So Ready Player One, not many people saw last week's episode. We're kind of doing a reboot, so you can just do a quick synopsis of it right now.
How do I have to?
Yeah, you do.
I had such a hard time last time.
Well, go ahead.
The main character of the book, he lives in a world where everybody pretty much lives in the digital age. They have these immersion rigs, they have gloves, helmets, and everything to pretty much live in a virtual world. You can sell stuff online. You have an avatar that you can pretty much walk around. It's like a real life RPG.
Like Avatar.
Sounds awesome.
You can go to school in the virtual world. It's called the Oasis. You can go to school there. You can go on quests. You can level up. You can get weapons, armor, all that cool stuff.
What percentage of the real population plays this game?
Probably about 80%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 80% of the world's population.
Wow. Well, we're looking at the Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One finds female lead.
Yeah, so
in Olivia Cook.
Yeah, Olivia Cook is already cast as the lead, and they're still looking for a lead male actor to play the main character of the book. It could be you.
Did you send your audition tape yet?
I don't know if I'm going to audition.
Dude, you should.
I don't know.
We can brush up your resume.
They specifically said they were looking for somebody who's overweight or underweight.
Really?
Yeah, and
doesn't specify in the book.
I am average weight. In the book, he's overweight.
Huh.
In the book, he's overweight. So I don't know why they're. I think they just figure that some nerdy kid who doesn't do anything could be either underweight or overweight.
I know them. But what else is she? Never mind. Sorry.
But yeah, you can audition by sending in a webcam video of yourself acting out a part of the book. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe
Yeah,
I
it's
won't.
pretty cool. I don't know why, but it reminds me of when they had Harry Potter auditions. I don't know if they had thousands and thousands of people audition, and
wow.
I remember being in a car, 9 years old.
Being like, Mom!
My friend being like, so I think Frankie Muniz should be Harry Potter. And I was like, no, that idea sucks.
It's a fantastic memory.
That'd be awful.
Yeah.
I can't even think of anybody who would play a good main character of Ready Player One.
That's why it's going to be someone
I
we don't
just
know
imagine
yet.
it as Will Wheaton because you told me that he reads the audiobook. So
No.
I'm like,
It can't be Will Wheaton because Will Wheaton is specifically mentioned in the book.
oh, really?
It's just break the fourth wall, though, it's
pop
fine.
culture.
And I also heard that's so are Steven Spielberg movies, like Indiana Jones and Jaws.
Yep.
And he's not going to do that in the film because he thinks it's too self-referential and he thought it was weird. So
Whatever,
come on.
Steve.
yeah, some things are going to be cut.
There's a lot of pop culture references in the book.
But none of them are going to be Steven Spielberg in the movie.
Oh well. Anyway, it's coming out in 2017, so
Buckle your seatbelts, kids.
I'm gonna go see it.
yeah, I'll go see it too.
Or maybe I'll be in it.
You'll see it because you're in it.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about? Had the Iowa caucuses on Tuesday night.
No.
Anyway.
We're not talking about that.
I think that I'm going to play... I only have one episode left of Life is Strange. I think I'm going to move on to The Last of Us because I still haven't played that since last week. But I
guess I'll have to bring over my PS3 then.
Oh.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
I'll trade you my Xbox One for a week. Well, it's going to take me longer than that. But, yeah, I'm super pumped.
Yeah,
we were talking about that in between, and I was just
you
like...
got to do a marathon play of The Last of Us. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You can't break it into 2-hour chunks.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
We'll see. We'll see.
Come over on a Saturday. You'll play 5 hours straight. 6. Make it 6.
Apparently, I have no control over my life. More than I had, less than I had before. We'll see.
All right, Tyler, you're enjoying Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale I'm enjoying a lot. I'm gonna keep that up. That I have been playing about 2-hour chunks on that too, only because I usually start playing it around 10 p.m. Yeah, I gotta go to bed at 9:30.
Yeah, I do. I wake up early. Gotta stay focused at work if I want to keep my job.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick to Undertale for a while. Wiley, I know we got Helldivers,
Right.
so I know that's a game that we want to stream together. That game looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it
I'm
does
excited
look
to play
really
that.
fun. Mm-hmm. Looks kind of like Diablo 3. I don't know if it actually plays like that, but
Yeah, I know what you say that.
definitely reminded of it when I see footage.
What's your plan, Wiley?
What
are
am I
you gonna
playing?
be up to?
What's your future?
I'm not sure what I'm going to be streaming, but you know me, I can't stop playing games, so it'll be something. I'm going to be continuing to be playing Star Wars Battlefront. I'm going to be possibly getting The Witness. I've heard people talk about The Witness so much at this point. I feel like I've almost experienced the game.
Is that the one, like the detective game?
No, it's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
It's created by
I think
Jonathan Blow, who of
Sorry,
of Braid fame, the 2008 XBLA title that really sort of was part of the initial indie game explosion. And The Witness is just getting excellent reviews, but people are also saying that it's extremely challenging and that if puzzle games aren't really your thing, then maybe it's just not for you. But I feel really left out. I'm on Podcast Beyond, on Giant Bombs Cast, on PS I Love You. I've just heard people talk this game to death, and I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and buy it and just give it a go.
Like
it's a 3D puzzle video game.
Yeah, I enjoy puzzle games.
In case you guys weren't following that.
I enjoy a good puzzle game. It's just I don't want to dedicate that much time to a puzzle game.
I mean,
It looked like Minecraft.
Like sometimes, like I like playing games like that for maybe an hour at a time.
well, you don't have to beat it in one night. I mean, there apparently are some puzzles that are so difficult that you'll be stuck on them for hours. But the nice thing about the game is everything's open to you at once.
If you don't
So
wanna
if you're
do it-
stuck, you can go
Yeah.
on to something else.
Cool.
So that seems like it could take some of the stress factor out of it, but
And weren't they saying like some puzzles you have to complete before other puzzles and
I've heard some puzzles you have to complete to understand other puzzles that they build on top of each other.
Right.
That essentially the game has its own language that you learn as you play, and if you cheat and look online how to solve a puzzle, you're really doing yourself a disservice because you're not fully understanding the mechanic that is going to be built upon, and you're really setting yourself up for subsequent failures. So it's a little scary, but I want to play it.
It sounds like an adventure more than a game in a way. It's like you're gonna go and you're gonna have to do all this stuff and you're gonna do it and you're not gonna use any cheats.
Alright, interesting synopsis there. We'll have to play it and see how
I can
it
stream
goes. I will definitely stream it if I end up buying it this week.
it. Alright.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Level with Us. Our plan is to do this every Thursday night. We'll post a video on Friday or Saturday. I stream on Mondays typically. Kelly's Tuesday.
No, I'm Tuesday.
Oh, sorry. Tyler's
I
Tuesday.
am Tuesday, Tyler.
And Kelly plays on Wednesday, and then we, do this video on Thursday. Sometimes perhaps we'll stream something all together. Right now we had some external factors that made that impossible this week. But anyway, see you next time.
Bye guys.
Bye.